So we're right.
Everybody, welcome to MCFC 9320 PUBcast. Doesn't look like Anne-Marie's joining us because there's a England-Spain game going on. Good evening, Patrick.
Good evening, Andrew.
And good evening, Anne-Marie. I mean, what? Can you introduce yourself, the guy in the middle, please? Because I don't think... are you making your debut tonight?
No, mate, I'm coming back and picking up and sorting out the mess that this place has become since I've gone.
You know, mate, there's a lot of truth in what you said there. And as always, good evening to everybody in the chat. As it stands, England won, España won in the women's Euros. So I'll keep people updated on the live scores in case they're not watching it. So tonight, what are we gonna do? I'm gonna do a couple of giveaways tonight. In the UK and one overseas, just for people who are not in the UK. So the buzzwords to win a prize tonight, and it'll be the first one I physically see on the comments, is magnificent and moustache. What a combo that is, eh?
Whoa. Are you talking about the magnificent mustachioed Pep?
I am, mate. And we'll talk about that in a bit. Yes. What I was going to say, should we start off tonight with? I know he's rumoured to be having or completing his deal on Wednesday, Stan. Mr. James Trafford. Do you think it's going to be our number one?
Oh, there's quite a bit in that one to unpack, isn't there? It'd be great for the homegrown, because if McAtee goes, he's we're going to need somebody in there. His shot stopping is far better than we've had for a while. His distribution is not quite as good, but that can go down to the fact that he's had to hoof it for Burnley a few times, so that's always going to bring you down. I don't think he was a bad keeper. It's probably worked out at about $7 million a year to give him first team experience, hasn't it, at Burnley?
And it's crucial that I think, mate, because it's
been
it's been it's one thing. Why I'm posing the question. It appeared, if whoever you listen to, he only wanted to leave. Oh, good morning, Anne-Marie, by the way.
Sorry, I was just watching the women's final.
Yeah, is he an hour delay in Altrincham from there is in Manchester?
No, extra time, you see. I'm just watching the extra time.
No worries. So Stanley, my question is, if he left...
Motion detected at the front door.
Because he wanted first team football, what's changed in that period of time? Do you think Pep said, listen, son, you're going to be my number one because it's uncertain with Ederson?
And Ortega.
Yeah, and Ortega, but it'd still be in the same situation if we didn't have Ortega. Would he still be first team choice, or do you think Pep's saying, listen, fight out amongst yourselves?
No,
Very
what I
much
think
like-
is, come on, no, I think what he's doing is you know, you got two chances there. If one of them goes, you're in. You're going to be playing, you know, top level football. You're not going to be playing for a struggling team like Burnley. Give it a couple of years. You might need a year to bed in and get your distribution right. So we could practice that. Then you're in. Once you're in there, you're playing regular European Cup. There's no reason whatsoever why you won't be in the England team in 2 years. You're playing regular top European football, and you're going for trophies.
Anyway, he's teetering on the England squad anyway. Even at no disrespect.
It's only going to solidify his chance, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So, young Patrick, what's your thoughts on the Trafford situation?
I'm confused. I know that's not hard to confuse me, but
Here's the link. We're going from your former team to a former player. We're going from your former team from Old Trafford to the former player James Trafford.
but like it doesn't make sense, right? And it doesn't make sense for me. Like Ortega has signed a new deal. Ederson is staying next season, so he's always going to be number one. They signed the guy from Chelsea, and now they're signing James Trafford. And there's no way in this wild earthly world he's going to dislodge Ederson this season. Not a hope.
Why not?
He's not good enough. He's far from good enough. Now, I want to give a bit of context around that statement.
Cool.
He's very young in goalkeeping terms. He's only, 23, is he? 23?
Something like that.
So, like, a mature goalkeeper who really, really knows his stuff, in my opinion, this is anecdotal evidence, is around 25, 26. Now, has he been given assurances to come in, serve a year under Ederson, see how we play in terms of build-up and stuff like that, and then put it all together, the package? I don't know, but it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why sign a Chelsea keeper and then sign James Trafford as well? So that the Chelsea keeper then is going to be effectively number 4.
Well, yes, but no. If the rumours are true, it may be Ortega who goes. Now, if I was Stefan Ortega, I'd say, listen, I need to go, because it's quite clear I'm not going to be dislodging Ederson. Now, and that's exactly what the point what I was trying to make, Paddy, with what you're saying. To be fair, mate, like what if any assurances as Trafford had? You know, will he want to come and do a year when he's just been playing Premier League football? He could potentially either play Premier League football with Newcastle, who also, I believe, came in. Are you in a washing machine there, Stan? It just keeps going round and round, that camera.
But do you know what, Andy, right? And we all know football's a very strange game, and opportunities come through X number of reasons. Like, Ederson could get injured into the second match of the season, and he could end up playing a full season for us. You know, because somebody has to go, and it would make sense for Ortega to go to make room for Trafford, and then as Stan says, it'll add to the homegrown quota if McAtee or Greedy scores. So, like, football can be a funny old game at times.
Stan's back, you know.
But he doesn't. He's making a lot of. I suppose it's short-term pain for long-term gain, isn't it? Like, but then again, in terms of say, I know I'm not making sense now. If he does start for us next season, if Ederson is going, you can't really give assurances to any player. Well, Pep doesn't give any assurances to any player. We all know that.
Bingo. This is what I'm trying to get at, mate. Now, I can understand that in the outfield position, you know, because we've got so many options and they put a bit more in than a goalkeeper, for instance. I think the goalkeeper is such a specialised position where I think you've got to have consistency and continuity in that position. and that's to build up a good rapport with whatever defenders are there, with stuff like that. We also touched upon it last week, didn't we, Anne-Marie, with what do we want in a goalkeeper? Obviously, we want the whole package. We want somebody who's good with their feet as well as good at shot stopping. But how many keepers in world football are like that? I could count them on half a finger, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, I think Trafford's coming in. I think Ortega's going. I think at best Trafford will be number 2. But because of the way Pep selects for cup competitions, he'll get plenty of games, be it FA Cup, Carabao Cup, he'll get games. He's at this moment in time, he isn't good enough to be our number 1. And
why? And I'm curious because Paddy said this. I don't understand, and I'm not just devil's advocate in it like I normally do. I just think, right, just let me let Stan back in. Right, he's gone again. He's like I don't know. He's here. Right. I need to add, before we continue this, Stan, Steve,
yes,
Steve wants to ask you a question, mate. Is there any news on the Walker transfer, Stan?
Well, I've been told to keep it quiet. I've got to protect my sources at Etihad, so I'm saying nothing.
But nobody watches this show, mate. So what do you reckon?
I think there's every chance he might end up in Italy.
Oh my God! Right, we better not say any more in case we open.
Why have you heard anything else? Have you heard anything else, mate?
No, I think we could sign him from Burnley. You know,
Burnley? Why would you want to go there?
I don't know.
Do you think he could be used in a bit of a bait to get a young English goalkeeper over?
Close to his family. Or families.
Which one?
Exactly.
He might have, well, you never know, do you? I mean, he might have been the bait. He might have been the bait to get us interested to get a young English homegrown academy player in. You don't know, do you?
No.
Stranger things happen anyway, Steve. I'm sure you know it's Pep in it.
We will see. Anne-Marie, sorry, we was going on.
I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, one thing though. I can guarantee you, as soon as I know, you know. Trust me.
Do you know something, mate? It's good to have you back anyway, mate.
Yeah, we've missed you, Stan.
So, Anne-Marie, I was challenging you in a respectful way why you think that James Trafford is not good enough for City at the moment.
Because I don't think he finished the season as Burnley's number 1, did he?
He did have a lot of injuries, you know.
Yeah. So if he's not good enough to be Burnley's number 1, he isn't good enough to be our number 1. Quite simple.
And the stats back that up, Andy.
But hang on, when you say he's not good enough to be Burnley's number 1, why? If he was injured, because he was number 1 before that.
He was number 1 in the season when he played in the Premier League, but midway through that season, he got dropped.
Yeah.
Because the more than we say Ederson's prone to a blunder, he is. And he's not good enough to be our number 1 at this moment in time. So whether it's a case of giving him a season with us where he's training with Ederson and Bellatini, I think his name is.
Well, he did that before he went.
I know, and it begs the question, why are we bringing him back? If he wasn't picking it up the first time round, how's he going to pick it up now? I'm not convinced of this deal. I'm not convinced of it at all.
No, I don't think it's going to happen, Andy.
You don't think it's going to happen?
No.
We are talking about James Trafford here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, Dan.
He played 45 games for Burnley last year. He's got the record for the most minutes without conceding a goal. He's also got the record for the greatest number of clean sheets in that league.
Yeah, but in fairness,
He wasn't dropped or anything.
Sam, we're talking the Championship, and I'm not being
Well,
funny. The standard of
that's all right.
play in the Championship is completely different to what we play in the Premier League.
Don't you think?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you can't say that he was dropped. He wasn't dropped, and he played, and he was consistent.
I said he was dropped in the season in the Premier League.
In the Premier League?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I thought you were talking about last year. If you're not good enough to beat Burnley, you won't be playing. But he was back, and he played. He played all last season.
Cheers, Simo.
Andy, did you see the stats that your man Rabin on X retweeted?
To be honest, mate, he can't what?
Between Costa, or was it Costa, the other goalkeeper, the poor goalkeeper, Edison and Trafford. And Trafford finished bottom. Edison was second, and your man was first.
Okay, let me give you a scenario. I don't know if Stan will agree with this. When we got rid of Joe Hart, right, probably one of the most sought after keepers and very good in his league was a certain Bravo. He didn't cope in the Premier League. So he used to say Costa would come in and rip it up.
I think Bravo's an extreme kind of person to use as a comparison. Bravo came in, and the first game he played was a Manchester derby, which, in all due respect to Pep, was a huge mistake to make, putting him in that game.
Why?
Because it was probably, realistically, it was one of the biggest games of the season, a derby at Old Trafford.
But when you want to bring a keeper in to play against a lower league team,
it wasn't the game to bring him in for. That's my opinion.
I think if you're good enough, Stan.
Yeah, Bravo's he's a top keeper, Bravo, but he just didn't adapt it to the Premier League. That's all there is to it. Some people adapt, some don't. It's you can't always. It'd be great if you could judge it before it happens, but he just wasn't quite, the guide we needed at the time. But it doesn't mean that his rest of his career, he's not going to be defined on what he did at City. Bravo.
No.
I just think for the price as well, considering we've got a buyback clause in it, I think it's a no-brainer personally.
I
don't think it's anything to do with because he's English to fill that certain criteria up either. Because I'm sure if it was just for the sake of bringing a Englishman to sit on for the squad, he could have done that with another English keeper, couldn't he?
Well, I think the reality of the situation is we're going to need a number one after next season. So,
but you won't get James Trafford next season.
So you got to go for him now.
But I'm not convinced, Andy, this deal's going to happen. I don't care what the media speculation is. I
think it's getting announced this week, Paddy.
Wednesday.
Because we're back in training tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, I think yeah. I don't know whether he's give the here we go or not, but I think it's pretty certain. I'd be surprised if it didn't go through.
If it didn't, Stan?
What?
Are you saying you'd be surprised if it didn't go through?
Yeah, Trafford. Yeah, I'd be surprised if it doesn't go through.
There's no smoke without fire now.
The other thing with it is if we've only got 4 academy grown, you can have 4. If we have one less, we'd lose 1 foreign slot. We've already got 2 over limit as it is. Mm-hmm. So you've got to, it's all changed a little bit now. You've got to do. I mean, we did do that about 3 or 4 seasons ago, didn't we? We went in the players short because we couldn't get the homegrown thing sorted.
I agree with Adam here. I honestly think James Trafford will be coming in with the assurance that once he's in the team, I'm not saying he's going to start the season, but I think he will. Because let's not forget, over the past couple of seasons as well, it's not, and by the way, it's not a criticism to Edison because it happens. Edison's been getting more and more injuries of late. You know, there's been certain, was it the back end of last season, Paddy, where he went down with some sort of groin strain after booting the ball out. So, whether, I'm not saying he's an old man like you, mate, but what I'm saying is, it does catch up with you. And I disagree with what Anne-Marie said, because I think if somebody's good enough, then they're old enough no matter what position they're playing, whether it's goalkeeper, whether it's striker.
100% agree with that. But look, we all watch football and we're all entitled to your opinions. I just don't think Trafford's at the level at the moment for us.
I think the nearest Trafford gets to wear to being number one is getting the number one shirt, because Edison doesn't have it. Edison wears 30.
He will do ultimately, because I think Edison wants the number what he's got out of choice. He's had opportunities to be a number one. I agree there, Anne-Marie.
Yeah.
But I don't think that will tell us that James Trafford will be number one, but just whatever shirt number, because you know, it's neither in or there. That I don't think.
No.
I tell you what, though, Andy, if you worried where you're sat, and then he's 6'6", we'll be able to see over him and see what's going on down the other end of the pitch.
Well, if I meant here, mate, I was going to say he's not in my house. Stan, bring some sense to it. Is he going to be number one?
I don't think he'd be number one straight away, no, but I think once you start getting towards Christmas and maybe into January, February, then he'll be playing more and more regular. Probably what, as you've said there, that with Eddie getting more and more injuries, head knocks, things like that, he might get in and then he'll think, right, we'll give him a run of 3 or 4 games. If you can get that run and you can keep your place, it's very difficult for the keeper to come in. It's not like, you know, back at the defence or in the midfield or up front, where you can move around and you can get in on a rotation, or you can make 30 appearances as a right back when you're a centre midfielder or a left back or whatever. You know, it's pretty much black and white. So I think he will. I don't think they're going to bring him back not to play him. No.
I agree, mate. As I said,
when I hear you say that, Stan, right, talking about, say, Trafford coming in December, January, February, that's the business end of the season. We're going to be fighting for the league. Is he going to be and cope with the pressure of that?
Well, this is the thing. This is what the backroom staff at City will decide on, won't they? As Brandon Masters said there, he's far, far better than the 2 keepers we've got at the moment for stopping the ball. The one thing that everybody criticises the City keepers at the moment is they don't even stop the ball. It's all right doing a 90-yard punt to Ireland to score 4 times a year. What about all those goals that we could have stopped if he'd have done it? And again, with him being 6'6", sheer physics will tell you he will be able to stop more shots than Edison, because he can reach the ball. He's got that extra arm length.
So that begs the question then, and I think we all might be missing this one. Will Pep be tweaking the way we play? And again, it'll come to it. One of the topics tonight is formation. So the way we play, will we be seeing? Because if you noticed, quite a bit towards the end of last season, Edison was actually hitting the ball longer, more than passing back, you know, to the centre backs or the full backs. Now, will we see that, Anne-Marie, where we will be, the keeper will be playing a bit different, and that's why he's looking at bringing Trafford back?
I think so, but I think we've mentioned it previously on the podcast that it will be a different style of football next season because of the players we've brought in. And I think, you know, being honest and being realistic, it's going to be a tough season again.
In what way?
In what way? I think Liverpool have bought well this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And by the sounds of it, haven't finished. I'm surprised they let Luis Diaz go. But it looks like he's going to Bayern. So I think in that respect, I'm not convinced with Arsenal at all. But I think with Liverpool, I think we're in for another tough season. And we have to kind of, for us, we need to be patient because we know we don't always get off to the best of starts in the league, but we just have to bide out.
Well, last season we did. We flew out of the blocks.
I know, but at the end of the day, it still wasn't enough, was it, Andy?
No. You said we don't start off well. We did last season.
Quite often,
very, very
quite often we don't.
So again,
we have to be patient because there's going to be a good bit of tweaking of this team till Pep gets it just how he wants it.
And again, do you mean Pep and his moustache?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about his moustache.
It's magnificent.
No, it's me who does the buzzwords, not you. See, thanks for enlightening everybody, Anne-Marie, so everybody will just chip in.
I've got a theory. Go on, Paddy, you say, but I've got a theory about Trafford. Go on.
Well, no, I was just going to say about the formation. I don't think between us four or anyone in the chat could seriously identify who that starting 11 is going to be next season.
Going to go for Bellamo. If you go over to our website, www.savageonlinestore.co.uk and even .com, let us know what mug and coaster you want, my friend, and I will get that out in the post for you. I will say the other buzzword during the show.
What were you saying, Stan, about the Trafford theory?
He plays a lot. I would say, sent it to you on a message last week, I think, that he plays deeper than Eddie. And if he plays deeper, and we know he's going to bring in Alt Ryan and it possibly Livramento, he's going to want to get them forward. So I think our defence might drop 10 yards deeper to go back with Trafford. If they all do that, means that our attack will drop. If our attacker drops, their defence is going to have to move forward. We've then got that space behind the back of them to get in. So Trafford's got more chance then of hoofing one over, or anyone at the back, or Al-Nouri, or whoever's on the right, can get balls in around the back for Ireland, who can then get that speed, something that you've been talking about for the last year. At the moment, we can't do that. One thing I've noticed about Jake, he does a lot of stuff and he can keep the ball tight, but I've never really seen him break through against a defensive 9 or 10. And it's not because there's loads of that footage out there. There isn't, because who he plays for don't tend to have that many players behind the ball. Mm-hmm. That's something he's going to have to learn. It's a huge jump from having another 2-3 players in that box behind the ball. So I think we're going to have to start and doing it more often, dragging people out, because they're not going to come out. They won't come out. They saw Palace do it. They've seen Al Hilal do it. They've seen teams that we've been beaten. We do get beat on that counter-attack play, that counter-attack. So if we just drop down that little bit more, we can eliminate that and we can get players behind the ball.
So what would you need then, Stan? If we're getting beat on the counter, I'd say we'd need a keeper what's really, really good at shot stopping.
And can sit 10 yards behind where Eddie would normally sit.
Mm-hmm. So it makes perfect sense. On a side note here, Steve.
Only if we're going down that path. Like I say, I don't know. This is just a theory I've got. I mean, we're talking Pepe. He might end up with Ireland in there and Trafford up front. I mean, I know he's not as bad as Stuart Pearce, but it's you can't rule it out.
Here's one for you on a side note. Last night is the most expensive night out I've ever had. Okay, and it's just prompted me with Steve's finger there. Costa Bravo, you missing Spain, Andy. it cost me nearly £700, Anne-Marie, on a night out last night.
Where did you go? Dublin?
No,
Hookers.
I went to Droylsden, but me and my mate drunk, and I forgot all about it until this morning. We booked a 4-nighter in Benidorm in October. I hope Mrs. PUBcast doesn't watch this because I've not had the balls to tell it today.
England are into 2 minutes of added time at the end of extra time. Looks like we're heading to penalties.
No, I think there'll be a late goal here. So sorry, Stan. Yeah. I think that will happen because I think Trafford, like you said earlier, mate, he commands his goal more. I'm not saying he's a better keeper than Edison, by the way, because it's what you say, mate. Keys and locks. If you want to play football out from the back from your keeper, then James Trafford's not your keeper. Like Joe Hart wasn't your keeper to do that. Mm-hmm. But if you want a shot stopper, and even if Pep wanted a shot stopper when he joined us, he'd have kept Joe Hart. So as Pep, reinventing the wheel for this season, I feel there'll be an element of that. It won't surprise me if we even do a 4-4-2 this season.
Not sure. I don't know. It'd be some sort of like 4. I think maybe 3. 3 at the back, with the fullbacks practically being wing backs.
Mm-hmm. So let's get on to formations and stuff like that. See that perfect link then, Stan, what I did? So what, bearing in mind the players, what we've got, Paddy, how can you see us lining up next season? I know Pep always likes to change it and stuff like that, but I think we will play a certain formation for the majority penalties in the final. How can you see us the majority of the season?
Well, I don't. I still think it'll be, say, 4 at the back with Al-Nouri and Nunes pushing forward, because that Al-Nouri fella is this fucking something out of this world. The trickery he has in the ball, the speed he has, the recovery speed he has, the recovery tackles, and Nunes is getting there, even though he's not a right back, he's not a specialised right back, but he'll actually do a hell of a job. So I can't see the back 4 changing. But then midfield, then you could be 4. It could be a 4-4-2. It could be a 4-1-1. It could be a 4-5-1. I just think it'll be dependent on the game, the way Pep lines it up. I don't think he'll differentiate between goalkeeper and a back 4 in front of him, and then what the 2 fullbacks will do then. How far they'll come forward, how far they won't come forward, depending on who we're playing against.
Yeah.
But I don't think Pep is ever worried about what the opposition does to us. He's more interested in what we can do to them.
So with regards to what Anne-Marie said before, and I totally agree with her, Liverpool have bought some quality this season. We've bought some quality. I'm not worried about Arsenal in any way. I think it'll go back to the Pep Klopp days, where we were, slugging it out for the league and stuff. What I think it will ultimately come down to with that, like it did under Klopp, was the quality of the manager.
I think if Liverpool get Isaac, Andy, we could be in trouble.
Why? Because for them to get rid of Isaac, they'll be getting rid of Diaz, and so listen. The likes of Salah will be another year older and stuff like that. Have I dreamt this? Or as a thing, Stan, as what's his face, gone to Barcelona?
Rashford?
Van Dijk?
No. Rashford has.
No, but he didn't play at the back for Liverpool.
No, and Van Dijk's not gone to Barcelona, so...
This AI now is scary shit. I've seen somewhere that Van Dijk has gone to Barcelona.
Last night you seen this, was it? When you spent 700 quid pissed through your hair?
No,
Is that why you're going to watch him? Is that why you put 4 nights there so you can go and watch him?
I've got an half and half Rashford and Van Dijk Barcelona scarf, mate.
No, well, it was good old Rashford made his debut in a Barcelona friendly yesterday. Came on as a sub at half time, got a sub to himself 30 minutes later.
Was he injured?
No,
How do you know?
because he never mentioned that he went off injured. So I can only take it that it was.
And my second question would be, why are you asked?
I'm not, I just find it funny.
You didn't laugh, though.
Well, it's all a comedy to me where it comes to United and their players.
Why is it?
Because it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of shits. That's why.
Manchester United.
I was prodding you trying to find that then, Anne-Marie, that's all.
Yes, I knew. I knew what was coming.
I've sent you one with Mabueno getting the unveiling, his first training session.
Yes,
Sent
I've
you one in
seen
the that podcast. And our friends on that as well, isn't he, I believe?
Who, what, where, why?
On our WhatsApp chat, I've sent you the Mabueno, the first bit of his training session.
See,
live.
See, it must be AI again. I'm sure Arsenal have paid 30 million for Maguire. I don't know what's real anymore.
Well, that certainly isn't frigging real.
Well,
In
why would you
30 million.
do what I did and just delete all your social media?
Because he'd know even less than Paddy. At least at the moment, he can confuse it. He can blame it on AI. If you took AI off him, he does realise his head's gone.
There's an actual inference in that statement, Stan, that he actually knows a little bit now. And I have to tell you that's a big stretch.
Anne-Marie and Paddy, less of the negativity.
Well,
I
because
agree.
Oh, you pronounced that magnificently, Andy.
Negativity about what?
Trafford.
Everything.
Because Adam wants Trafford as number one and we don't want Trafford as number one. We're negative, but Adam's not negative.
I tell you what, though, we're going to have to play him quick because we certainly don't want an Old Trafford in that, do we?
England about to take a penalty and it's saved.
Who saved it, Trafford?
Trafford's in net for the Spanish ladies. He's on the... No, I won't say that joke. Look at Anne-Marie. She's transfixed to the telly, not the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you see us lining up next season, Andy?
I'll go with what Stan says.
Swift.
I think Ederson will start the season, but the minute Trafford gets in ahead of him, I think you'll see less and less of Ederson.
Yeah, but like the formation of the team, that's one position.
Yeah, I can see us at times playing a 4-4-2. If we get an out and out right back, because we've got an out and out left back, we've got a good selection, of centre backs, midfielders, and we've even got options now with up front, haven't we? With what's it called?
Mamoosh.
He's just waiting for me to say it.
I know he is. I was trying to dig you out there, Paddy.
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't bother me. It doesn't concern me who we've got up front or in midfield because we can rotate that at any point. I think Rodri will get rested a little bit because I think we've got enough in there now. It looks like Nico Gonzalez will stay with us. Thankfully, we've got enough in midfield.
I don't think he was ever going to be going. I just think that was rumour. Can't
Hugh
say that.
started it, mate. Can you,
Was that
Stan,
one,
can you,
was that one?
can you,
Was that one me? I can't remember now. Was that one me?
yeah. Stan, can you see Walker staying?
Be difficult, but you never know with Pep, do you? You know, he might have a last minute change of heart.
Stevie's got this right. We start slow, not poor.
Mm.
And, yeah, and there is a different. Oh, Spain missed one, Anne-Marie.
Not that I'm aware of. I think I'm slightly behind you. It's 2-1. No, it's 1-1 because England.
I don't want you behind me, love.
Because England had to retake the first penalty.
Look how far she is off a line, but I'm not bothered. But she's the English keeper. Well, according.
Is that what happened with the first penalty kick? Was she off the line?
It said it was an irregular kick.
Yeah, some of that.
She took it.
So, Anne-Marie, the answer was yes. They have missed one.
Yes, they have. I've only just seen it be saved.
England ahead at the moment.
I'm watching at the same speed as Anne-Marie, to be honest. I've just seen that get saved.
And that, Bella, was the winning one. So, yeah, and by the way, if I say moustache now, that buzzword has gone. And we're just waiting for that other buzzword for another prize. Martin, 24 months. That's almost 2 years, mate. Thank you very much, you nutcase.
Jesus, we've been going that long.
Yeah, you've been on nearly all of them as well.
I know, it's scary, isn't it?
Spain has just missed another penalty. Sorry, Anne-Marie.
So I will miss one in a couple of weeks. In fact, I'll miss 2. I'm going to miss 2.
Hang on. Where's your holiday request form?
Well, I'm putting it in now. The 10th of August, I'm going to miss.
Oh, that's a Sunday, that.
It is a Sunday.
Is that the start of the Saudi League?
No, but my dad has got a date for his operation for his facelift. So he's going in on the Friday, the 8th. So I will be visiting.
Good.
And then the 24th of August, I'll be away. I won't be in the country.
Our England captain, Williamson, has just had one save.
Don't say anything. Like, just let people watch it at their own speed, Andy.
Are you getting annoyed?
No, I mean, it's not a case of getting annoyed. It's just like people want to watch it, don't they?
And just before we move on to anything else, can we just say a big thank you to Andy for everything he does for the group and for the PUBcast, for putting it all together and taking his own time to do it. You know, we do appreciate the hard work.
Sucking up, you.
Oh, I won't tell you what's just happened. Sorry, I'm
Well, then don't.
What are you sucking up for, teacher's pet?
I'm just being nice to him for a change.
No, that doesn't suit you.
Listen, we want team. We want team.
Motion detected.
Well, thank you anyway, Anne-Marie.
You're taking that.
Well, it's only because he saw his ass in the chat with us earlier.
Right, so let's get this right. I'm going to put it out in the public domain. I'm trying to do all new graphics and stuff like that, and a new jingle, and all I just thought this is one of the options. Anne-Marie, you're about 2 minutes behind, love. I can tell you what's happened.
I know.
I can tell you who's won.
I know you can, but don't ruin it for me. Andy, fuck off.
What?
I'm watching it.
You should be concentrating on this job, never that bore fest or watching.
Unlike the rest of you, I'm a woman. I can do 2 things at once.
There is a certain football team jumping up and down, celebrating either the retaining or the new European champions.
Well, it's pretty obvious then, isn't it?
watching it.
No, I'm just telling you, I'm not
No,
gonna
I'm talking to my dad. He's just come in to tell me. You see, the women can do what the men can't do.
Go on,
Win a
Stan.
tournament.
Go on. But Malaka, Dad.
You didn't tell me. I told him not to. I sent him out.
Oh God, this is carnage.
Fucking don't tell me it's fucking coming home, is it?
It
Well,
is coming home.
Front door's going. Front door's going. Hang on.
Paddy, what's going on tonight, mate?
I don't know. I think I'm going for some.
I don't know, but I think we need to get Serena Wiegman managing the men's team. They can win a penalty shootout and they can win tournaments.
Right, okay. Did you hear what she said in a recent interview? Unless it was AI, and I believe it.
The way you've been tonight, yeah, probably.
No, she actually said in an interview, apparently,
She wants to give it up for you.
if she managed in a men's game at lower league, she'd get leathered or something like that.
You still talking about football?
No. No, listen. Women's football's all right. I've watched some of them. In fact, I told a little lie. I thought it kicked off at 8:00 tonight. But I wasn't late. We wasn't late for the show, was we, Paddy and
No.
and Sam? Anyway, let's get back to football and City, eh? So we're talking about formations. How can you see us setting up, Paddy?
How can we see what?
How can you see us setting up next season?
Are you fucking drunk or something?
Have they asked you?
We've just had a whole 10-minute conversation, me and you.
But then Queen Anne-Marie started going off about women's football.
Borefest.
Patrick.
Fucking tell me, will be a dinner cooked tomorrow in England?
Paddy, I'm saying nothing apart from it coming home. Stan, what are you doing?
You got an Amazon parcel?
Opening the parcel that I went to get that I've just told you. Paddy's right. Are you losing your marbles?
Okay. Right, just do it during the show, mate, and stuff like that. Right, you need to show everybody what you've just bought now.
A fucking blow up.
No, you don't. I believe it. It's a pair of gloves for James Trafford.
Oh.
Have you seen the size of it?
Magnificent,
Big
mate.
hands. Big hands, mate. Big hands.
Magnificent, then.
That parcel's upside down that you were opening.
Daffy Dave says, good luck to you, Dad and Marie.
It's only his Andy's head. Otherwise, I think he would have delivered it. Look at the state of that.
Dan, at least I used to know how to deliver them and not just drive round everywhere and bring more back than he took out.
Yeah, well, you've got to do collections, haven't you? That's why you could go around everywhere. You didn't bring anything back.
Anyway, congratulations to England ladies on retaining the European Championship. And I can confirm, Paddy, not one of those ladies could have played for Ireland. We've not nicked anybody.
Here, you say that, right? Imagine my shock about 8-9 days ago when I realised Harry Kane's father is Irish.
Are you sure somebody with the surname of Kelly might not be Irish?
Kelly?
Kelly, yeah.
Who's
So-
Kelly?
I'd have
Move
to
on.
guess Ella Toone might be Irish as well.
Are you talking about female players?
Yes.
Kathy, you've given it away. Kathy's give it away.
Go on then, Kathy. You might as well just tell us what's happened with Walker then, if you're going to do that.
Walk. No, congratulations. As I say, I don't watch all women's football, although I'm sure my missus thinks the ones I do watch, I've got ulterior motives and stuff, but I've not.
Now, I have to say the quality has definitely been upped again. There is a better quality of football now than there has ever been in the women's game.
Kathy, I've become to hate that record. I really hate that record now.
It's not records anymore, old man.
I hate that 45.
33.
I hate that 12 inch.
I was going to say, you probably remember the 8-track as well, don't you, Andy?
I remember the 12 inch.
It's the only 12 inch you'll remember.
Andy!
And what about a sub? Or the subway, Anne-Marie? What are you on about? a meatball sub, Anne-Marie.
Right.
So, anything else you want to talk about? Anything, say? Anything?
Do you think we'll sing James Trafford?
Who?
Burnley keeper, I think he is.
I'm still astounded that you don't want him. I think it's a no-brainer. Seriously, for the money and stuff like that. And like Stan said earlier, we've sent him out. It's cost us, £7 million for development, which is worth it in regular grown-up football. You all right there, Stan?
Stand on the fucking shot as one of them Pinellis. You're having a little party there for yourself.
Oh, yeah, it's Sunday night, isn't it? You got to look after yourself.
You're having a party. Anne-Marie's watching the football. Me and Andy are keeping the show on the road.
Well, you're not though, are you? Because you're both talking shite.
Thanks, Stan.
No, seriously, congratulations to England women. It's a magnificent victory.
For what?
For a buzzword, you bellend. It's at that point, you know. Even I feel sorry for myself tonight. And that never ever happens.
Yeah, normally it's you, the ringleader.
Yeah.
Kathy. No.
I think we should blast it out now, Kathy. What do you reckon?
Sorry? Yeah. Don't you be blasting anything out on this show.
You keep that to your OnlyFans account, Anne-Marie. Keep your blasting to the OnlyFans.
I don't have an OnlyFans account.
You do, though. There.
Oh.
Have you seen Anne-Marie's fans, Sam? Anne-Marie? No.
Can't do that for copyright.
You can't do that for copyright, Anne-Marie. You silly sausage.
Go and sit in the naughty step, Anne-Marie.
Yes.
There you go. I've stopped it.
That's coming out of your wages. That's fine. Jesus, Stan, that must be important. Was in that box. What is a blow-up doll?
Well, when there's an hole that big in it, I want to make sure everything's there, don't I?
What is it?
Some books.
But you can't read. I'd take it they're audio books.
Or are they picture books, Stan?
No, the training book. Yeah.
Colouring
training book.
Yeah.
Correct.
Stan,
Wow, unbelievable.
I'm curious with something you said earlier, mate, because we're going off piece now with what we come on for, which is football. So you mentioned Cherky before. How can you see him putting in? Because I agree with you, he's more of a flamboyant type player than a straight away. Anne-Marie will hate him because he doesn't track back.
No, he doesn't. He does very little off the ball.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, mate. Fucking Jesus.
No, say how you really feel, Stan.
No, I don't know. He is one of the puzzles that I don't know how he fits in. I can see why we've got him. He's just a bit of an odd shape.
Staffy, do you know, Dave? Do you know why he loves talking about them, mate?
Young Paddy. Yeah,
So,
no, I mean, he can do. He can, he can pick locks. He can work in them, tiny little spaces that are there. He's got tremendous skill, flair. He's got the whole lot. It's just he's off the ball. Isn't what it is. But again, maybe they think they can work on him and improve it. Like they can work on James Trafford and improve his passing. Trafford is a lot. I mean, I think somebody mentioned it earlier. Trafford was a lot younger, or is a lot younger than Hart was at the same time. Mm-hmm. Maybe they think that we can give you them 6 months to get into it.
I was a lot younger 6 months ago,
Yeah. The other interesting thing with is both keepers are in the last year of the contract. So I think one will go this year, one will go next year.
I agree, mate. I agree.
And Trafford, and then hopefully, possibly Diogo Costa. But again, he's another tall lad. There's something definitely going with that team now. We have got some huge units in that squad now.
I want to talk about a little bit about Doku, if I can. What in particular I've watched him in the past few international matches. I've watched him in the Club World Cup, and I can see a certain, because we've not really spoke about this, Stan, because you've not been on for a few weeks for certain reasons, mate. With Doku, he's starting to, like normally he's as Elliot normally says, a speedboat without a driver. He seems to be making more of a diagonal run and passing more what I've seen in the Club World Cup. Now, is that a case of it's starting to adapt like we always talk about, don't we, about that 12-month bedding in period for Pep?
Yeah. How long have you been there now?
4 years.
2 years.
So he's getting there now.
No, but some people take longer, Anne-Marie, don't they, to develop and stuff like that. So as long as the end goal is it becomes the player what Pep thinks he bought him for, and I think, and that's another no-brainer. Yeah, there's a difference between criticising players and blatantly going for players. Now, I've criticised Doku on his on the pitch stuff, and I'm bad. I'm not having to go at you, Anne-Marie. I can see your eyes lighting up there. No. I just think it's not been the greatest. However, with Aït-Nouri coming in now, and I don't think it's any coincidence that Aït-Nouri's there as an out-and-out fullback who can push on, where Gvardiol will then drop back at centre-back, the left side of centre-back, where we know he's very, very good. So all of a sudden, I can see the shape of our team going a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yes. See? Edison wouldn't have got that fly like me then. What a fly stopper that was.
I think the other one to know is we've got 2 or 3 very young centre mids now, in Experry, Spare, Naipen, and they're going to be doing a bit more. They'll be coming into the frame a bit more. I think he'll still start with some of the old guys. He'll start with them because he's not going to throw these young ones in straight away. But I think their minutes will start going down and down and down as the other ones come in and adapt, and he changes things as and when he wants.
But you know what I think, Stan? I think there's a perfect mixture of flair and grit in that team. Like you have your flair players, but then you have Gonzalez, Rodri, Mateo, Gundogan. They sit back and mind the back four and let them do what they're going to do up the front.
And Tiny Reindeers will sit just in front of them.
Tiny Reindeers.
Yeah.
He honest to God, I think he's unreal. I
So,
really do.
Okay, I mean, that's without bringing in your Gundamans and Fodens of the world.
Right, so this is a fair point by a house captain, to be fair, and it's something I thought about, the winger situation. I know we can rotate and stuff like that. I just think we're top heavy. Now, is Jack going to be going? I know we talk about it near enough every single week on the show, but there's been nothing concrete. I've got a sneaky feeling Jack will stay. I hope so anyway, because I think I don't know, this just seems something to have switched with Jack. I think maybe being left out of the Club World Cup for whatever reason, whether it's Pep saying, listen, stay out of it, go and get your head together, go and get yourself back. He looks in brilliant shape, doesn't he, Anne-Marie? A bit like me.
Well, I'm not going to go that far, but there's rumours about Jack. There's rumours about him turning up to training and still being drunk from the night before. If that's true, then you have to start questioning him.
But like you said, you've answered your own question. It's a rumour.
It is a rumour, I know that, but I'm just saying quite often these rumours do tend to be true.
Well, I can tell you, and this is based on fact, if that happened, well, it has happened once actually. It happened to him and Foden when Pep went to Aguero's farewell party in Barcelona, and Foden and Grealish turned up drunk, and Kevin Keegan phoned Pep, I think it was, and they were sent home, and they never kicked the ball for Man City for about 6 weeks as punishment. So if Jack Grealish did that, turned up drunk or hungover for a training thing, he wouldn't have got anywhere near that team. Never mind the bench. He wouldn't have got anywhere near it, and he knows it. And that's just the English media picking on Jack Grealish again. Like,
I'd like to see him stay, Paddy. But with regards to the winger situation, right?
Yeah, I know where you're going, right? Like, with the speed of that team and stuff like that. But your esteemed colleague there sitting beside you, Stan, when it's a tight game and you need ball control and you need kind of a stranglehold in the game, there's nobody better than world football than Jack Grealish.
Mm-hmm. So this begs the question then, and I'll go with you here, Stanford. Who would you consider, and listen, for once in your life, forget keys and locks, who would you say out of all the wingers is more at risk of either being sold, loaned out, and stuff like that? I would say Savio.
Who would I say? I don't know. I think Savio's okay. I'm trying to think the wingers we've got now. Grealish, Doku, Savio.
Bob.
Bob, yeah, Bob won't go. Mind you, he's only got a year left now, hasn't he, or something? Gonna have to do something with him. Out of them four, I think the one that might go would be Jack. But
I think we'd be losing a lot in the squad.
We will. I mean, we said this back in February, didn't we? That, you know, people came out with a lot of names that are the same names now. Your Gundogan's, your Walkers, apparently. All those guys that are saying that, Bernardo Silva and all them, they all need to go so that we can move on and everything else. And we were saying back then that you can't have all those going at once. That's just way too much experience and knowledge going out the door. You know, those key moments. But as Paddy said with Jack Grealish, where you got somebody who can control it, he can force a free kick, and we can get that, take that little bit of pressure off. Little things like that, we need them. But I still think of them, it would possibly be Jack, but I don't think they are taking in isolations either. If something came along and Gundogan had to go, he might say, well, hang on a minute, we are going to need Jack because we need somebody who can keep the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a straight 1 in, 1 out anymore, is it?
It'd be some story, wouldn't it? It'd be some story if Jack stayed and him and Ain't Nori played on the left. Yeah,
you see, I thought they looked really good until Ain't Nori and Doku looked really good. And it's they were really good, but then when people attacked us down their right, our left, we did look quite vulnerable. And Hilal did that. They took us to the cleaners down that side. So there's still I don't know. There's still a lot of bricks that don't fit into holes trying to move away from locks and keys.
It is a weird one with Jack, though, isn't it? Because, like Staffy says, nobody can afford Grealish's wages, so we'll end up being loaned with City picking up some of his wages.
Yeah, I can. You can see. You're not going to argue against Dave on that. It's a great point. But then you could see him getting sold. But the more it goes on, the less you can see him staying because of his off-field antics. People will say, well, your off-field antics shouldn't affect anything as long as you're all right on the pitch and doing the training. But the problem there is it's what he does to your body, and you can't change that.
You're listening to rumours there, aren't you then, Stan, as well? Because is it factual, his off-the-field antics?
Well, we don't know anything factual anyway, do we? So if we say, right, well, if Trafford comes in and we play a bit deeper, it's all our supposition. That's why it's a PUBcast, isn't it? None of us would admit to being in the nose. But these are things that we need to talk about, and we're just kicking the ball around, aren't we, on Sunday night?
Well, for somebody who's seriously involved in competitive sports, you don't carry less than 10% body fat when you're abusing your body.
Oh, and you've seen the shape he's in.
Paddy, that darts doesn't count, Paddy.
I'm telling you, Jack Grealish gets a lot of bad press, and there's not one person who's judging Jack Grealish that's carrying less than 10% body fat that Jack Grealish is. Not one of them.
No, I mean, it's fine, isn't it? And everybody's got different metabolism rates, and people can put muscle on quicker than others and all this, that, and the other.
You cannot out-train a bad diet. It's actually physically impossible. You cannot do it. Anyone carrying less than 10% body fat is an absolute extreme athlete.
And and in this case, and most cases, to be fair, I will bow to Paddy's knowledge on that because he does know what he's talking about on that. Football is shit. Body weight and stuff like that, he's pretty clued up on, ain't he, mate?
Mm-hmm.
So, Anne-Marie, who do you think's in danger? Because Pardo reckons Bob's in danger, but I think Bob has got the potential to be magnificent.
You have your favourites.
No, but I would agree with that as well. I think Jack is probably the most at risk. But I think, you could nearly put Savinho in there as well, because if he doesn't improve his final ball,
comment of the night, Matt.
That is
go on, Anne-Marie.
Yes, it is.
Stevie, you know me bang on, mate, but you couldn't get closer if you tried tonight, mate, with that one.
We'll give you a few seconds to get it.
Paddy's going, I've never played on the right wing. I used to play on the left.
Played in nets, actually.
Was you a saver or a kicker?
Destroyer.
Or are you an all-rounder?
You come into the 6-yard box with your peril. You're left with no teeth.
See, I love old school football like that. As Captain says, Savio needs more development to dislodge the. I know what you mean by that. Unpopular opinion. I'd loan him. He's 21, mate.
I agree with that.
I agree, mate. I think Savio is sometimes. He's had a couple of good games for us. Don't get me wrong, where he looks unplayable. However, he seems to go down that.
Right. Here's one for you, Andy. And you're always playing the devil's advocate. Are you saying Pep gets it wrong every time he plays him? Because he plays him a hell of a lot.
No, different keys for different locks, mate.
Either the player is good enough or he's not good enough. Stop. Fucking get off the fence. You're going to get splinters in your arse.
But he's not had 12 months with us yet.
Yes, he has.
He's not.
Yes, he has.
AI told me he only joined last week.
When did Savio join?
Last season.
He's had one full season with us, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But I thought he had his loan out season when he was in the La Liga the year before.
No, because technically he wasn't our well, he was technically our player, but he wasn't, if that makes sense.
No, but he was brought to Troyes, wanted to get experience, and then he went to PSV, got into the PSV first team, then he went over to Girona, then he come back, and that was enough for us to sign him, what he did with Girona.
But
But
that's
Andy,
different.
Andy, you haven't addressed my point. You're trying to wriggle out of it. You're saying Savinio's not good enough, his finishing's not good enough, and yet Pep keeps playing him.
Mhm.
What do you think that is?
England women have retained the. No, it's not a case of not good enough. It's that 12-month thing, that 12-month buffer, what everybody talks about. Now, to be fair to me, Doku is becoming okayish. Now, it remains to be seen, if he will start the season off like that. With Savio, at this moment in time, I would say is not, and it's not a case of he's Pep getting it wrong. Pep sees these players day in, day out. I don't. But in my opinion, as a fan watching, I would say he's not quite good enough to be started.
And I would say part of the reason that he has started so many games for us is because Bob's been out injured. I would say this season we'll see more of Bob than we will Savinio.
I think that's a possibility, Anne-Marie, if I'm being fair. Because let's not forget as well, chomping at the bit for any place on the right, we're going to have Bernardo, Foden, we're going to be having Bob, Savio. So this competition everywhere, and that's why I posed the question about the wingers. Who is actually going to be playing the most? Because we know there's going to be an element of rotation. That it is what it is. Every team does that. However, some players Pep seems to play the most. Now, will that be with Savio? Will it be Doku? Will it be?
One of the players he plays most is Bernardo Silva. And I think he'll see less pitch time this season than he's ever seen at City.
Something's weird. I don't know whether Anne-Marie's AI tonight, but I'm agreeing with her more tonight. Because I agree, because he played a lot. He played a lot of minutes last season, and to be fair to Bernardo, he was playing dead on his feet most of the time because of the injuries. He was playing on the left, playing on the right, sometimes deep in midfield. I thought Bernardo was brilliant for us last season. Not successful, but brilliant for us with being a proper team player. Will he get as many? I won't say dropped, because I don't like looking at players as dropped. I would say
it'll be rotated more.
Rotated like a kebab meat.
But isn't it fantastic to have the choice to be able to do that in all the positions?
I agree with Blue out there. I'd love to see. I really, really would. Very good.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of players there that we would like to be playing a lot more often, which, it does sound daft, but...
Gramophone? You can't be older than Anne-Marie. She's
no, you're older than me and Kathy.
Anne-Marie's older than God.
Did you have your 51st birthday, Anne-Marie?
I did, on Wednesday.
What was that like when people turned up with 57 on the card?
There was nobody with 57 on the card. Thank you very much. I had a very quiet day. I went for lunch with my dad and my nephews and one of my sisters. The day before, I went and took my nephews to see Superman. And then the day after, I took my nieces shopping. So it was nice to spend time with all the not so small kids. They're all taller than me.
To be fair, newborns are.
Then you got that Superman.
The Superman, I think for younger people, it's probably very good because it's full of modern crap.
Have we turned into Dennis Norden? And
I was asked the question. I'm answering it. The best thing in it for me was Superman's dog.
What, Stephen Islands?
John, Bernardo's dog, John.
Let's just move on. Come on.
ETH Van say thank you, mate. Very much appreciated. It's almost 2026. 2000 still talking about Jack. It is, mate. It's bonkers, mate. But it just shows you how much. It's almost like not Marmite's. I think everyone loves Jack, don't they? I think people like me sentiment. I don't think clear in my head and my heart about Jack, because I just love him as an individual as well. But sometimes you have to take that away, don't you, and start putting, taking that sentimentality out of it and thinking. But I still think Jack would have a huge role to play for us. I really do, mate.
Well, I think if he does,
There's big rumours that he's up to Napoli, isn't there?
Yeah, he's over there training at the moment in the Amalfi Coast.
Stan, can you see KDB going to Napoli?
No, why would you go there?
Who's KDB?
The thing is, I actually believe exactly what Stan's saying. That's a scary thing about it.
Yeah, that's where your AI's coming from.
Honestly, what is it with it? Is it just me, or is everybody else a little bit spooked with AI? You don't know what's real anymore.
Can we keep this to the football?
You have tonight. I've got no idea where you're getting it from.
I don't myself.
Do you reckon with KDB not playing so much, you might go to Napoli just for a piece of the action?
Oh, let's pass that one across to somebody else. Steve says Savio Fine just needs to learn to be comfortable in front of goal. There's an element of that because he does snatch it. And then in fact, when he shoots, he should shoot from about 30 yards out. He's got a great chance of scoring.
He's not a striker. He's a winger.
And you're a winger, remember?
He needs to learn to pass the ball when he gets into the box.
I must fax Pep in the morning and tell him that. Tell him, get Colo, do you pull him aside and practice passing?
Yeah. Tell you what, if you see any banter on here, Jack, can you let us know?
What Dave says there, can see Bob going on loan, build up his body and experience. I can understand what you're saying there, mate, but I think with a year left on his contract, would we really let somebody go out and say up potential on his last year of his contract on loan, unless Pep knows he's got no future with us?
It's very hard to see who's going to go on loan. I know.
Well, they were talking about Weiss, weren't they? The centre back.
Rice.
And the other kid, Expedic, they were talking about both of them possibly going on loan so that the two guys that we need off the books for to play in Europe. Otherwise, they won't be able to play in Europe.
Yeah, and there's another side as well, Anne-Marie, where Pep doesn't want a big squad. He didn't have a big squad last season, and that ultimately cost us, didn't it, with all the injuries? Would he be prepared to sacrifice that again?
I think, Pep's going to get whatever he wants at this point.
Sorry?
Well, the reality is, if Pep says to Khaldoon, I want to get rid of X, Y, and Z, that's going to happen, isn't it?
No.
Well, I think as near as damn it will, Paddy.
It depends on the players' cooperation.
But I think sometimes the players need a bit of a reality check as well as to whether they're going to be regular first teamers, whether they're going to be sat on the bench or whether they're just not going to get a game.
Mm-hmm.
We see that statement of Pep gets what he wants, right? But what's the point in bringing in all these new backroom staff, the Linders and Colo Torre, when it's going to be a dictatorship?
Ultimately, the responsibility lies with Pep, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it can't be a dictatorship.
No, I'm not saying it's a dictatorship, Paddy. If we have a bad run of games, who's the person we all blame?
Yeah, I know that, but like, equally when it's
We don't pick on his backroom staff. We pick on Pep. So Pep is more than likely going to get what he wants, and I think that's the reality of it. So
Shouldn't he though? He's the manager.
I think he should, because what's the point of having? How often does it happen with a lot of these teams that they've got, the director of football or whoever who's actually making all these decisions for the manager, so they end up with players that they maybe never wanted. I think case in point, you look at United.
Nah.
Yeah, that's a great example of a bad example that you're giving. What they will do is they'll ask Pep, what do they want? And he might say, right, I want an attacking left back. And they'll go away and they'll come back and say, right, we've got 3 or 4 players in our heads. Are you happy with any one of them? And he'll have his little list in his head. But if he says we can't get him because he's too expensive, they'll go to the next one and they'll work it. And that's how they do it. They'll come to some common ground on who they'll want. And that's how it should be. Because at the end of the day, and this is where United do things so incredibly badly. And it's marvellous, by the way. They just buy who the manager wants, and they're going through all this. Can't shift players on. They can't do this. They can't do that. It's like, do you remember when Joe Royle come in one time and didn't realise we had 51 players on the books? It's not that much different from United. They've got them all piled up there. They don't know what to do with them. And Amorim just sat there and said this is the worst team ever, because what he wanted to do and the team he had, there'd been no planning. You just have to sit there and pick it.
This is what Pardo Oaks is saying, and it's probably, is it a valid point? Many of our signings so far have been underwhelming, to say the least. So let's go through. We've got Reece, who's not really had a chance, but I do believe he will get his chance. I think he could be potentially replacing the Stones, once he's up to speed. It's well documented with us Beckenbauer. Will he be a squad player next season? Don't know. I think, and I won't put it up, mate. Mamouche, I think, has been brilliant for us. He's hit the ground running. Aït-Nouri, he's proven in the Premier League, although he's still only 24. He's been in the Premier League for 5 seasons, so he's experienced at such a young age. Cherki, I'd say that's a one to watch, because we know how great he was in the French league. Different league is playing in now. Nico Gonzalez, I don't know. I don't think we can judge him yet because of little appearances. What I've seen from Reinders, I think he's just going to be an absolute beast in the Premier League. Have I forgot anyone?
Well, I think that's right. Yeah, I agree with you. I suppose a lot of fans think that, all these young players are coming in and they're very exciting and they're very fast and it's very kind of forward-based player. But, it's going to take 3-4 months for that team, the resemblance of gelling together. People think, we're going to just come out of the blocks and blow everyone away. That team has a lot to learn. There's a lot of inexperience in that team. There's a lot to get to know each other. I don't think it's going to be as crisp and as golden as people think it's going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of hard work, especially around formations and players learning new roles and what to do and what space to occupy, what space not to occupy. So I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be golden for the first couple of months. It's going to take a hell of a long time for all them players to gel, and that's why I think Pep will
not necessarily.
He drip feed them in rather than play half the team new starts. I think.
Do you know my stance on that, and it's something Stan said a while ago. The January signings are 6 months in now, and I always reference what Stan says when I'm talking to anybody about football.
Okay, but on that point, Andy, you have Mamouche who is settled in the team. Hushinov and Hayes haven't settled in the team. That's your January signings. No,
but what I'm saying is, mate, it'd be very rare for everybody to hit the ground running like a brand new signing, like Mamouche has. Like when Haaland come and he hit the ground running, players always struggle a little bit. Like we saw last season, the season before, even Gvardiol was a little bit one short, even though he was a top class player. It's getting to know how the team play. You know, you becoming mates with your teammates and stuff like that. It's the culture, you know, the league.
Do you know who I think will struggle most, Andy? And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. I think Haaland will struggle the most because he's going to have to change his game now because Alexa, Rinders and Cherky and Bob and Duco and stuff like that and Mamouche finding space in the box, putting balls in where the ball used to be recycled before, where it's coming in now. So Haaland's really going to have to up his game because.
But did you not see him in the Club World Cup? The way his game's changed.
Yeah,
and that for me, that's a positive for Haaland because he's not just this big lamppost up front. Haaland has got a very, very good touch, and his assists and he's all over play in the Club World Cup. It just shows that. You know, he's there for an assist or two. You know, it's a team game. It's not about just getting the ball to him. And again, out of the new January signings, I sort of get what Pardo's saying. Reece, I think. Again, I think he will be fight for a place with Stones. Us Beckenbauer's that's a conundrum on its own. I don't understand that at the moment, Stan. How can that key fit in a lock, mate?
Let's just remember though why he was rotated out, because at the time those guys were coming back and it did look like there was a chance that we might not get in Champions League. And Pep did what he did there. He went back to the side and trusted guys. Now, we can't criticise that because in them last 10 games, those last 12 games, we won 10 and drew 2, I think, in the league.
Yeah, but Stan, so, don't underestimate our contribution to that. We had to come out of retirement. We went from armchair to fresh air.
Yeah, we did. And, I do appreciate Pep asking me before the games what to do. It's always nice. It's always nice to be valued.
Came out of retirement, didn't you? Yeah.
We absolutely did. When you Fairweather fans, it got a bit much. We were moaning, bitching, and that's not right. We got our big coach on, and over we came. And we had a little huddle with Pep at the start of the match, and we put it right. Now is a new season now, and if you behave yourselves, me and Stan will stay in the armchair. If you don't, we'll beat the right coach and offer coming again. All right, Stan?
Correct. There is one guy, though, that you did, I think you forgot. I can't remember if you mentioned it, Sven Ipen. Now, there's another one, and I'll put my hat on this lad. I think he's going to do something. He's only young.
Is he a hat rack?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Sven Ipen. He's only 18. He's already got, I think he's getting on towards, he's certainly had more than 50 games. I think he's on that at that age. He's got an incredible amount of experience for a lad that young. And he's going to be one of those. Like Kushtinov. Yeah, it's all right. No. Like Kushtinov, he's going to come in, isn't he? And when their time is right, and this is what Pep is good at, seeing it off the pitch and in the training, he'll get that idea of when they need to start coming back. One good thing about getting knocked out of that World Club Cup was that we've had a little extra week or maybe where we can actually sit down, go through drills, do a bit of training, get the team bonded back together again and go from there. I think, is Bob injured again? I mean, this is one of the sad things with football. I mean, Bob may end up going nowhere because his injuries are pulling him back. So Savinho might not be able to go on loan because we're going to need him to cover him for Bob. We don't know that yet. But these are little things that are going on in the back of your mind all the time, innit? That you need to make sure you've got everybody there. And the lads who are young, just bide your time, it's going to come. And that's the two speed time of football. Yeah, well, no, I mentioned him earlier, didn't I?
Good shout.
We have mentioned Expery because he's one of the ones that you said that are tight on the ball and, you know, a bit like Cherky and all that. Him and the other young lad that did
the talk tonight.
That's it. That's right there, Steve. You're on form tonight there, Steve. It's not like you there to be funny.
Funny as a mascot.
Steve's funny. Steve does make me giggle.
Yeah, well, he's all right.
It's
like that old Bernard Manning one, isn't it, to Frank Carson. And Frank Carson's cracked a joke on this talk show and Bernard Manning saying, "No, it's not like you to be funny tonight, Frank." You know, it's he's doing all right there, Steve. He's doing all right. He's hanging in there. I see bollocks played all tournament with a fractured tibia. Get the fuck out of here. Go on anyway, carry on.
Who, Kathy or what Lucy Bronze has said? Can you clarify that, please, Stan?
Yeah, Lucy Bronze has just said it on the telly.
Stan. Yeah, she can say anything. She can say the moon's made out of cheese. I'm not going to believe it. Anyway.
You're just... She's in the same bracket as Tevez for you, isn't she, Lucy Bronze?
No, Chloe Kelly is. She's not.
Why?
Fucking attitude stunk towards City. But that's for another day.
I think we should. I think we'll save that for another day. Listen, guys, Stan, genuinely, mate, it's great to see you back tonight. You know you are a big part of our team, my friend.
No, I do watch these things back and I've seen some of the messages of support and more reassuringly the messages of abuse. So they've been they keep you going. It has been a really difficult month and the last week has been hard. It's been really hard. But I appreciate everything.
You know you've got the support of everybody. Bellamo, drop me a message on X, my friend, and I will get a little goodie sent out once you tell me what you want.
UK postcode.
Doesn't matter. I said last week I would do one, and sadly, the giveaway is now over. Nobody come back, although Bellamo did reference it, but already getting one off me anyway. Nobody.
What?
It's been
Nobody picked up Magnificent.
Nobody picked Magnificent up.
Despite Anne-Marie blabbering it.
No.
And me.
Yeah. House captain, that's part of Stan's problem. He's always feeling himself.
Yeah, that's what got him on the list.
Well, listen, guys. Everybody in the chat, we absolutely love our little Sunday night madness, don't we? And sometimes we even talk about City and football, don't we?
We need City back. We need the fucking Premiership back before I go off my head. I'm fed up talking to people.
Was that the last time you went to watch City when we was in the Premiership and not the Premier League?
No, Division 2.
Were you not watching the All-Ireland final today, Patrick?
I was not watching that crap.
Hey!
Well, Kerry won it.
Delighted.
That was goal. It was goal day one. Was really epic.
Right, can we go now?
Right, we go now.
Thanks, everybody.
Listen, thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and we will do up this madness again all next week. Have a great week, and see you soon.
Bye.
Have a good weekend. Bye.